What is up, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry for getting started just a few seconds late here. I was running around and had to run back to my desk. So, appreciate everyone hopping on. It looks like we still have a few other people rolling in, and I have like 1,000 tabs open. So, 1 second. Okay, awesome. All righty. Well, really excited to kick things off this week. We have a really exciting and really important call that this week. We're talking all about referrals, and I'm sure you saw Steven's video on Discord, but referrals is one of the most important pieces of the business that you can absolutely do. It's one of those things that I'd say probably the majority of agents don't do, right? Because either A, they forget, or just that or maybe they just don't execute to the level that they should on referrals. But in all reality, I mean, we tell a lot of our newer advisors, all right. I mean, if you're still working, leads after, 4 or 5 months, or even sooner than that, then we did something wrong, right? We missed some referrals along the way. You should be moving into that point of, getting through and really working referrals and having your full business through it. So Mimi and her team are going to talk all about referrals, help us to really implement that into our businesses. It's going to be such an amazing call. So I'm going to go over the numbers really briefly because I don't want to take up much of Mimi's time. 'Cause she has way better stuff to talk about than I do. So I'm going to dive right into the numbers here really quickly. So let's look at all producers starting, with 1,000 last week. And of course, skip the slide. So we're going to start off with Jose, Jonathan, Sobner, Devin and Nikki, way to go. Dennis, Jennifer, Colin Walsh here at the base shop, way to go. He submitted his first two policies with us. Super excited for that. Michaela, Chris, and Henry. And continuing here, we have Ahmad with $1,902, and that's ending it there for 1,000. But now we're getting into the 2,000s. We have Rogers and Kim, Sydney, Claudette, Ricky, David, Benet, I hope I'm saying that right, Kyle, Brianna, Akeem, Haley, Raymond, Regina, Amanda, Irma, and that's all at 2,000. Now getting into the 3,000, quite a jump there too. 3,600 with Raphael. We have Aaron, Michael. Now into 4,000s, we have Tom and Mallory. Getting into the 5,000s, feel like we're jumping up. This is awesome. Camille and Matt, all Matt and Steven and Asti here with all over 5,000 last week alone. Way to go. And again, Bossman himself still submitting policies while traveling like crazy. That's awesome. So, all right, awesome. Now we'll get into the top five for last week. Top five last week, we had Mike Guerra with 9,100. Oh, that's the paychecks. Hold on. I think I skipped one. There we go. With Jason, sorry, with 7,801 and 86 cents over one app. Number four, Ariel with $8,925 over four apps last week. Jeremico Edwards, $10,624.52 over nine apps last week. David with $11,032.61 over 10 apps. Way to go. And leading the way, number one last week, Mr. Burge himself, $13,323.90 over two apps last week alone. Way to go. And then now looking at some of our, man, I keep skipping that one. It just doesn't want to show it, I guess. Let's look at our top five weekly paychecks. Number five last week, Mike Guerra, $9,114.70. Number four, Marty with $13,067.59 deposited last week. And Nick Greco, $15,168.87. And if you thought 15 was a lot, let's keep going. Mr. Burge, number two, $16,403.91. And then number one last week, Rachel with $18,436.50. Feel like she was probably a pretty happy camper last week. If you were to randomly run into her, she probably was pretty, skipping and happy throughout the week. But no, just messing. But way to go, Rachel. That's awesome. Now looking at the Freedom Leaderboard last week's recruiting, PLE Adam Burge had won. Him and his organization there. Looking at completed fast tracks, we have Josh, Kieran, Jaden, all with one, and then we had Adam Burge with three. And then the base shop led the way with eight completed fast tracks. And then contracts last week, Aaron Wilson had one, Adam Burge had one, and then the base shop led the way with 10 contracts last week. Way to go. If we're looking at Steven's travel schedule, December 10th, and that schedule is pretty much complete now. So the 10th, he's going to be heading out to San Diego. 17th, he's going to be heading out to Stanford again. I know those meetings in Stanford have been absolutely crazy. I'm sure Mimi can tell you all about it. So that is awesome. Getting into January, which we of course we already knew these dates, but January 15th through the 18th, NatCon, it's gonna be in Dallas, Texas. So if you haven't got your tickets already, please go get your tickets. I'm sure there's still some of those early bird specials out there. And obviously either way, you want to get your ticket. It's one of those events that you can't miss. It's going to help transform you and your business so much. And then we'll just take a little peek at the top five year to date. Not too much movement just yet. I know we're still waiting on a lot of business to be kind of pushed through the system so we get those numbers active. But just a snapshot again. Mark Hutchinson's at number five. Kath Truelove number four. Way to go! 243,000 over 28 apps for the year. Way to go! Jared Miko leading the way with the app count. 276 policies. David with 293,000 over 234 policies. Almost catching up to Jeremico. That's awesome. And then number one not last week, but for the year, Mr. Burge himself, 374,000 over 98 apps. So really exciting year. I think we'll be able to see, these last couple, weeks, heading into the new year. I think we'll be seeing a lot of more business be pushed through just to try and get those final numbers in. So that is really exciting, guys. So that's all I have. That's all the numbers. I don't want to again take up too much more of Mimi's time because she has all of the good stuff that you guys want to hear today, not me, but all her. So Mimi, I'm gonna get you on here and get you and your team. Let me see if I can get my Zoom window back open. Let me see here. There we go. Cool. Awesome. There you are, Mimi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on. I know you and Steven were working out the schedule, so I really appreciate you hopping on today.
Of
Um,
course.
and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna mute out because I don't have anything else good to say besides, I mean, you're gonna kill it, so I'm just gonna leave you to it. All right.
Thank you, Chandler. Thank you, Stephen, for having me on the call, having me and my team on the call, as you said, for trusting us not to mess up. So we'll do our best not to do that. Guys, good morning, Davis Nation. My name is Mimi Romero. I am Director Stephen Davis. I've been in the business for a little bit now. I Originally, I was not in insurance, unlike Gina Hawks, who always say that she always knew that she wanted to be in insurance. That wasn't my story. I did not know if that I want to be in insurance to begin with. So background is in biology and psychology and things like that. Got into a car accident. That's what led me to this business. Someone from Stephen Davies called me, recruited me. The rest is history, guys. This opportunity has changed my life. I am proud of all of you guys who are on this call right now because you don't know who got your money. So you want to be on all the calls. That's one of the 8 steps. Be on all the calls, attending all meetings. So good job to you for being on this call. And our purpose today, we want to teach you how to ask referrals. I know we have a lot of training about referrals out there on NAA University, but we want to make it simple for you to ask for referrals, right? Because the money, honestly, is in referral. It's easy to close. You just need to get to you being uncomfortable asking for it. That way you can get it and then help your client. So this is what I'm going to start with. Guys, if you truly believe in what we do, that we are protecting families, so then why would you keep it from the people that your clients love? Think about it. If you believe in protecting families, why would you keep that from your client, from the people that your clients love? So with that says, I hope you let it sink in and write it down and think about it. It's not about you. Referral is not a bonus. Referral should be part of your presentation. Referral is a service, not a bonus. Write that one down too. It's a service, not a bonus. And I'm a major believer in you cannot have peace of mind until everyone that's important to you is covered. How do you do that? You have to ask, right? So, guys, with that in mind, I want to go over a few things with you guys. When do you So now you know you have to ask for referrals, right? But you say, Mimi, when do I ask for the referrals? Well, timing is everything in everything. So what I normally do, guys, when I'm with a client all throughout the presentation, I will build them to think how I want them to think, which means if I know I'm gonna ask for referrals, I will be talking about how I covered this referral that a client gave me. I covered this person that one of my client recommended to me, and then that person passed away, or that person needed money for retirement. I'm gonna tell a story, right? I'm gonna tell a story while I'm meeting with that client so I can set up the pace for it. So when you come at the end and then you ask for a referral, it's not like, oh, she's pressuring me. She just want my warm market and this and that. No, don't sound like you're desperate. Just be calm. Build the emotion forward. Do it throughout. Talk about talk about it. So the other thing I said, the best time to ask for referrals from a client is when the emotion is high. So at the end of your presentation, right? So you tell them, hey, thank you for letting me come to serve your family or something like that. And then you solidify the application with your client. Hey, so and so, are you very happy with what we did today? Oh, yes, I am very happy. Thank you for helping me protecting my family, yada, yada. So they're very grateful and thankful. So that's your timing. This is your best time right there to ask for a referral. So then you flip it. You say, well, Mrs. or Mr. So-and-so, since you are very happy with what we did for you, protecting your family, do you have 2 or 3 people that are very important to you that you don't want to die without insurance? Don't don't hesitate. Just say it. And then wait. Grab your pen and paper and wait for them to give you the name of the people. So now they they're happy you help them. They just thank you. So it will be selfish of them not to help you protect the other people that they care about. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. The other time that you can ask for a referral is when they get approved. So you screw up, you didn't ask in the home. Now you can ask after they get approved. Another thing you can do in the home, you can have them text the family member and friends for you, and then telling them that she gave you their information. So that way you right there. When you call, you're not gonna be uncomfortable. That's one way. So the other way you can do it is after they get approved. They get approved, you go deliver the policy to the client. They're happy, they didn't think they could get insurance or anything like that. Then you give it to them, you give them the policy, they feel secure, they trust you and everything. Then you ask, who else in your family or friend circle that you want me to do the same thing that I just did for you? That's another way you can do it. You can say to low pressure, who else in your circle can I do the same thing that I did for you? 2 or 3 people. So then at delivery, when you deliver the policy, you can do it when they get approved, like I said, or after you write the apps, when you do your annual reviews, you can ask also. So these are all different time that you can ask for a referral. I even ask for referrals even when I didn't write the client. You said, how do you do that, baby? I said, I tell the client, hey, I'm sorry we couldn't find out this time something for you that you could afford or that you could qualify for. But is there anybody else in your friend circle or family that I can help? You didn't have them. So if they say no, then you'll be fine. Can't miss what you didn't have. Just ask. So how do you ask? You have to build value. Three steps. You build the value. So if you want to go with this one, you can. Some people will say, well, most of my business is built on referral that my clients give me. Who's your best two or three people? Keep in mind, you can get up to 10 or 20 infinity, but you can just keep it simple. You can ask them, say, hey, my business, everybody wants to help everybody. So if I used to tell people, hey, that's how I take care of my kids by protecting my family, my friends, and my clients' family as well. So can you help me so I can keep my job? There's nothing wrong saying it, but you got to be very comfortable saying that. I feel like if you flip it, I can say anything to be honest, but if you flip it as a new person, you don't have that gut that I have to say it like that. You can just make it about the client. Hey, who do you care about? That's the value statement. Who do you care about that you want to be protected, that you want to have what you have? Another way you can say, who else do you have in your family or your friend circle that if they die, you're gonna have to contribute to the funeral expense. Something like that, I feel that's a little bit more relaxed, that second part, because it's about the client, it's not about you. If it's somebody that you have a good relationship with, or you blunt like me, you can go with what I said the first time, but I think the second time works for most people. So that's the value statement. So now we want the purpose. So what I tell people, don't, so sometimes they will tell you, well, I don't know about that, maybe not right now, and stuff like that. Oh, I don't know anybody who need insurance or something. So I'll tell them, listen, people don't always, insurance is funny. People don't always come and ask about insurance. They don't always get the right advice when they ask people about insurance. So what we did for you today can help someone. Can you connect me with that person? And then wait. I think the other part is we don't know how to be quiet and wait. You ask for it, you build up the value and then the purpose, and then ask. And then, hey, who are those two to three people? You can start there and then you can increase it eventually with more. So what if they say, well, I don't know anybody? Just the memory. Hey, do you know anybody who buy a house? Anybody who just have a kid? Somebody who's the main provider of the house? Somebody who just change job? Why changing job, baby? Because people who just change job, they lose that insurance from their job. So that's something they had, they lost. So it's a good opportunity for you to do that. So those are all the things that I typically will help them. I think James Coleman said, hey, if you're having a barbecue, like Thanksgiving is coming, who will you be inviting to your house? So with that, you can jog their memory. It's like the ERs all over, but it's different, slightly different. So guys, I have some of my agents with me. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna ask them some questions, and then they're gonna tell you they each use different methods. Both Janet and Cleo use different methods, but they are getting free leads. So that's what we want you to do. We want you to be more successful, more productive. Referrals are easier to close and they stay in the book. More likely will stay in the book than a regular leads. So it to your advantage to get good at it. So Miss Cleo, quickly introduce yourself and then tell them how you ask. How many apps do you do in the home and when do you know to stop
Hmm.
running
Uh,
apps?
so Cleo, been with the Alliance on Mimi's team since 2022, end of 2022, got licensed in 23, and worked part-time for about a year and a half, maybe. Yeah, all of 2024 and no, 2023 and part of 2024. And then I got laid off in May, decided to go full time in September. Those 4 months in between kind of don't count because I still had money from, I still had money coming in from my other employer. So I wasn't fully unemployed until September 28th last year. And that's when I decided to go full time. So I've been with the Alliance since then. So thank you, Mimi, for asking me to be here. Um, so basically, I'm glad you said everyone has different methods
Mm-hmm.
because I am not the greatest at getting referrals. I have the courage limit. It's like people love me, but they don't love to give you referrals all the time. So what I decided to do was, okay, maybe I can't get all the referrals, but I can definitely try to write everyone that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So who's in the house? So if I make an appointment for one person, I'm always thinking, who else lives there? Who else is there? Who else would
Mm-hmm.
be impacted? So
Mm-hmm.
if there's ever anyone else in the house, I'm always asking. I'm getting information, I'm getting details as I'm talking to them about their policy. We
Mm-hmm.
get them in, but I'm priming them like, well, so your husband or your boyfriend, you guys live together. Okay. You guys, is he insured? What does he have at work? What is he? I'm just already like asking those questions. Children, I'm sure you probably have a whole life on them, or, oh, no, I don't have anything. Oh, okay, well, we'll take care of you first, and then we'll talk about them a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
As I am connecting, I'm talking about budget, I'm thinking in my mind already,
Mm-hmm.
we're adding in more than just them.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind is already thinking, let me not go over what I already heard their budget is. So let me bring them under budget so we can easily wrap in everyone else and still be within that amount. So everyone's different depending on how I met them. I have a couple of CCL clients that are out of state. And when I talked to them about their current term that was expiring, I did get new policies. And then I also wrote their children's policies, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I will be writing her husband's policy here shortly. He was just finishing up some other things with his health. But I didn't just leave it with her, even though I knew that was the purpose of the call. Um, Additionally, if I met her, I met someone else before, somewhere, not a lead, but I met a warm market, a couple of warm market people. This is all recent.
Mm-hmm.
And while I did write her, which was the intention, I also wrote her son. Another one, I wrote her and the boyfriend. So I'm always thinking of, if it's more than one person, I can reach now instead of waiting or hoping that they give me a referral. I just try to capitalize as much as I can right then. So
Mm-hmm.
hope that makes sense.
So what's the most app you've written in a home?
Without support, six. No, with support, six. So
What does
thanks to
that mean?
Mimi, I had my first real client. That my first real client that wasn't a family member, which I only had one family member client, by the way. My family wasn't having it, but my mom did. But anyway, Mimi helped me, and I did six apps in one home. That was the most ever. Besides that, though, pretty average. I average, if I have kids or I have a spouse, I average at least two if there's somebody else in the house. But three is kind of average, three minimum, if there's others or kids in the house. Yeah.
Why you don't stop after the first app?
Oh, well, I mean, Mimi always says, unless the whole house is covered, you're not covered. So
You
that
don't
is
have
a
peace of
thing that
mind.
I think of. Yeah, that it's true because you can have coverage. I think too, and I use this a lot as an example. Actually, I just did another. I had a client who got her great grandchildren IUL policies. Her granddaughters, the moms of the kids. I have full intention when I went to go do those policies for the great grandkids. I was like, I'm writing the mamas, but I didn't get to write them that day because one already had an IUL, she had all her stuff. The other one just was hurt by insurance people in the past.
Mm.
And so I literally just called her Saturday and was like, oh, yeah, your policies came in. I'm going to give them to your grandmother. But I just wanted to reconnect on, and I ended up writing the policy for her and her daughter right then. So it's important that you don't just, you take the whatever opportunity you have. If you have kind of an in, then that's not leaving anybody uncovered. And I know to her grandmother, it's important for all of them to have coverage. So I was able to kind of close that loop. That was just recent. So
Very good. Peace of mind, you don't have peace of mind until everybody's covered. Think about it.
that was what I was looking for, peace of
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
So I tell all my clients, like, if you covered yourself, let's say the husband, and then your wife is not covered. So you both are together and you're still struggling for money.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have $20,000, $12,000 just out of the blue like that
Mm-hmm.
to cover a funeral expense? No. Then your wife need insurance.
Mm-hmm.
What about your kids?
Yeah. That is exactly what I do. Like I do, you've taught me to ask those questions and really put a person in there in the mind of them not being here. And I think that if you guys are going into homes where you have a single mom, I mean a mom who is at home and the dad doesn't think she needs insurance more than him, to be honest, because if he's not there, how does the house run? Well, what happens if she dies? He's there, but he doesn't think he needs insurance outside of his job because he's covered. But who's going to take the kids to school if she passes away first? Who's going to take care of the responsibilities of the home? You're going to have to hire somebody to come in. So if you get them to start thinking in terms of wider spread as opposed to just death insurance, it's an easier sell, I would say.
Right.
It's a more common sense sell, I would think. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Cleo. I
You're
think the
welcome.
most I've done in a home was 12.
That's crazy.
And it's funny, it was in Compton.
That's
I was
crazy.
in this house, Cleo. These people didn't have a sofa for me to sit down. I could not believe it. But I'm the type, I would stand outside of the balcony. So I would
We got the car hood. No.
The car hood, I would do my abs.
I am not tripping.
Yeah, I'm not tripping about it. I just want you. That's it.
That's
so
right.
when after I finished her, I did her husband. So what do you say, Mimi? I think that's important. Let's give them the how. So I finished the husband. Like Cleo said, throughout the application to the presentation, you have to know what they have on each other. And if they have kids, what do you have on your kids? Ask the questions. So by asking those questions, at the end, you can present a family plan.
Yeah,
that's one way to do it. You keep
I
it
like
simple.
The family. I've done that. I like the family plan.
Yeah. You do a family plan. Yeah. Don't be a lead junkie, guys. We want you to buy leads, but these are free leads and you can close them faster. The length of time that you're gonna take to dial those referrals is shorter than if you're dialing leads. And you can close them and you will close them. So this family didn't even have a sofa. And then that lady wanted to pay cash. I was like, no, I can't do that. And then she wanted to do annual for everybody, but she didn't even have a sofa.
Wow.
Don't underestimate people. Don't prejudge them.
Don't prejudge them. No.
Ask. You are there to do a service. It's not a bonus, it's a service. I had one grandparent who called me. She said, my granddaughter passed away. She was sad. You know why? Not just because she passed, because she let her granddaughter's policy lapse. I made sure I covered everybody. But she let the policy lapse. And I had contacted her about putting it back in place.
Wow.
She failed to do it.
Wow.
She had the remorse. What we do matters, guys. So now I'm gonna call. Thank you, Cleo, for
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too. So Jeanette is out there in the famous Connecticut area, and Jeanette has a totally different method of finding clients. So Jeanette, introduce yourself really quick. Guys, sorry we're gonna go over time a few minutes, but if you want to make more money and be more profitable, you owe it to yourself to listen to the rest of the call. So Jeanette, introduce yourself and also tell them how you're using your current book of business that you have for other things, not life insurance related, to find clients and you haven't spent a dime on leads? Tell them a little bit.
Yes, my name is Jeanette Jean-Pierre from Connecticut, um, located in Norwalk, um, Connecticut. Actually, I've been with Alliance for about 2, 3 years now and
Mhm.
full time. I am also a Medicare, I do Medicare, sign up 65 and up on Medicare, and then being a social worker for a while in the Norwalk community, so that's will give me access to the clinics and referrals, many referrals.
Mhm.
Uh, I will go to when I have clients from Medicare, and I will afterwards I will see, their needs. And then after signing up with Medicare, sometimes they will also need Medicaid, which I will refer them to the nearby office to sign up for Medicare, so Medicaid as well. Then I will speak with them afterward and let them know about since that age group 65 and up is kind of you need to be covered. If
Mhm.
anything, you have to have a kind of resource to bury you in. You
Mhm.
cannot always rely on your kids and
Mhm.
family members to help you because, as I said, you did not know when you came to this earth. You know one day you will be living, definitely. You
You
just
just
have to
don't know
prepare for
when.
that.
Yeah.
We just at any minute, we don't know the time. So
Mhm.
be prepared. So I will speak with them and educate them because many people we don't know, I will say many of my clients they are not new to life insurance. They
Mhm.
rely on their children and family members. So now, understand, I will have to explain to them your family members, they have their own responsibilities. Your kids,
Mhm.
they have their own family. So you
Mhm.
cannot rely on them. You
Mhm.
need to do something as small as, that could help you for your last days. So I will explain to them variety of insurance that we have, such as final expense sometimes is the closest for that age group. Some
Mhm.
some of them are quite, sick, and normal insurance will not accept them. So we have a variety of
Mhm.
policy and many other companies, regardless if you have cancer and kidney failure, you will
Mhm.
be eligible. So
Mhm.
sign them up. And while sitting in the living room and talk to them, and I've done quick mapping and realize that, oh, you have grandchildren.
Mhm.
Oh, you have children. So what do you think if you just ask them? I mean, if it's possible, I can just come over next time and give them an education. And if
Mhm.
they do have an insurance, what question, just educate them about the type of insurance they have if they do have one already. And sometimes, Mimi, you will not believe it. Sometimes they have some lapse insurance, and they
I
think they
can
are
believe
insured.
that. Yeah.
It's lapsed, that's been for 2 years. Oh, yeah, I have this one, and this cover my children, and this cover. I'm like, okay, this insurance cover your children and the whole family for the same price. And realizing, oh, they'll drop you when they turn 18, and some
Yeah.
of them lapse. I'm like, okay, we have to talk and,
Mhm.
and quick talk and realizing, wow, I didn't know. So I'm like, okay, so now you know what you want to do about it. Let me help you. Then and we start with the process. And
Mhm.
also from one family, I probably sometimes 6, 7 of them, I
Mhm.
will get, signed up for life insurance and other needs too, for annuities,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
if they need any type of information regarding, health, I mean insurance, and I will provide that too. And
Mhm.
I was well groomed and coached by Mimi. I'm so grateful for that. And she's a very good teacher, and I learned a
Thank
lot from her,
you.
and I'm still learning. And I'm full time, very full time, and I'm doing great with
Thank you,
Alliance.
Janet.
And thanks to Mimi.
Well, Janet does a lot of stuff. They're not referrals, but has other ways to find free clients, such as she
Yes.
does presentation to the community, guys. Like, don't be shy. Be that person for your city who knows about insurance. Be that person. She goes to churches, she does presentation. She
Yeah,
goes
we
to,
do that. Yeah,
yep.
I go to those churches and I do some health presentation in my community too. They might need some diabetics presentation, some
Mm-hmm.
cancer, whatever presentation, and they will, I will just, I I volunteer sometimes. I mean, sometimes they don't pay me, sometimes they do, on
But
the
you
side
find
for my,
clients.
oh, definitely, I'm
Yeah.
good
You
finding
find
clients,
clients, so it's not
and I
free
don't pay
still.
for leads. I had never paid for leads up to now and now. And it's still working and I'm still
Mm-hmm.
kicking.
Yep. And Janet does TV shows, radio, commercial, all these things. So, guys, we stock on leads only because that's all we believe. What about
Mm,
WFG? They don't have leads. What about Prime America? They don't have leads. Leads does make it easier. You do need to have leads. But if an agent tell me you can't sell because you don't have money to buy leads, I'm gonna tell you nicely, you have a mouth, you have two hands, you have legs, go out there and then find some people,
yeah,
because that's something Cleo does a lot too. She goes
yeah,
for a lead door knock and then she go the next door and
yeah.
then talk to
That's
them.
true.
You
That's
have
true.
to work.
Yeah.
It's work. You
Mm,
don't make not having $500 to invest in lead a reason why you stay a broke insurance agent.
yeah.
Don't let it happen, because it doesn't have everybody. The difference is between what we have
Mm-hmm.
than selling soap and things like that.
Mm,
I might not like the scent of the soap or the lotion, but everybody need insurance. Everybody need what we have. The market is big, the opportunity is huge,
mm-hmm.
but we block ourselves, guys. Janet and Henry and all that Connecticut crew, they don't really have much chargeback. I
Mm-hmm.
can count how many chargebacks. So she has really high retention because she's using warm market and then they stay in the book.
Can I say one thing to that point? That is true. I don't think I have anyone that I've actually met in person, or someone I've met at the gym, or just a warm. I don't really have a lot of warm market. I call them warm market because I met them along the
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they're not people in my family. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that I just been selling my family. I got 4 clients in my whole family. Only 4 of them are my clients. And that includes my mom. But in terms of longevity, it is true that they stay on the books longer. I
They
mean,
do.
the chargebacks, even though you feel like you've gained the best relationship with Bang Bang people, they're not safe. They're not safe. So anyway, you're gonna get, like she said, you want people to stay on the books because you don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
selling, and then you're looking at chargebacks, consistently having chargebacks. Like, oh, you don't make enough money to be looking at your chargebacks. Well, it depends on the source of where you got the original client in the first place. So that is the importance of just using your mouth, not being afraid to get out and be like, look, I need to go and talk to people who actually want to hear what I have to say. And then I think that's really important. So that's
But,
another thing
but
that I do too.
I want to add one more thing. As long as the client is educated, they
That's right.
understand the importance of
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
being covered.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want
That's
to make
building the
sure they
why.
ask all the
Mm-hmm.
questions,
Yeah.
and just it's not like a regular insurance agent will come and just go over it. I need the money.
Yeah.
No, because
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that will prevent you from having chargeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they understand well,
That's
if they
right.
ask their question and they know you are here, they know they can reach out to you at any
Hmm.
time to ask
Mm-hmm.
questions and more questions. They feel
Hmm.
confident enough. They are
Mm-hmm.
comfortable enough
That's
with
right.
you. And they know you're not just selling them. You
Mm-hmm.
care.
That's
You
right.
care.
That's the key right there.
That's the key.
You have to care. And guys, having multiple apps in the home, being the family agent, that makes the policy stays in the book as well.
Hmm.
I have a client yesterday, I was joking with her. She called me, she said, Mimi, I think I'm gonna fire you. I said, you know you can fire me. I'm the family agent. Where you gonna get another Mimi? She started laughing. She's like, you right about that. I can fire you. So So have a relationship with your client. They are people. Let them know you care. You care for them and you are there for them. And that's it. Chan, I don't know if you have any questions. I don't want to overwhelm them. I wanted to keep it simple. I hope it was helpful to you guys.
That
I'm
was
open for questions.
Yeah, no, that was perfect because I mean that's exactly what we were looking for. Because watching a bunch of training videos is great and all, right? But having someone directly say like, say this, don't say that. Like
Mm-hmm.
having that is so important. Don't be weird on the phone. Just say this.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So no, that was exactly what we needed. That's exactly what we're looking for. And a lot of what you were saying, and especially earlier on with the silence is so key. Steven
Mm-hmm.
trains on it all the time for recruiting calls, for sales calls, everything. Learning that silence and how to just let things sit. So,
Yep.
so good. And so thank you for you and your team. We really appreciate you all hopping on. This was perfect. If you need anything from me, just let me know. I'm happy to help any way I can, but this is all exactly what we need to get the week started off great.
Yep. So guys, don't be scared to make mistake. You will feel awkward at first, but do it anyways. There's a book called like that. Fear it, do it anyways. That's how you
Mhm.
get better. Don't be afraid of failing. Failing is part of success. If you don't fail, you don't succeed. That's when you
Mhm.
never try. Because if you try, you're gonna fail, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta try it. Be suck at it. If it's worth doing, it's worth messing up, right? And it's worth doing well. So you have to mess up to do it, do it, do it until you perfect your skill. We were not born like that. We all get trained in the field in learning and do it. Don't let this training be another training.
Right.
Let it be something that add more money to your pocket
Yeah.
and protect more family. Because by protecting more families, guys, you're gonna eventually make the money. Like Stephen always says, activity. Have activity goals instead of just income goals. Because if you do the activity, the money comes as a result of it. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. It's a great time to ask for a referral. People are together, they're thinking about their family. Bring the whole family. Hey, who came over for Thanksgiving and get some few names?
There you go.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Mimi.
Have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
Chandler. Bye, Jeanette.
Real Cleo.